Whoa, what's going on, MGTOW? Welcome back. So, I've been thinking, what's the solution to all these problems? Because, we MGTOWs, we're dealing with the symptoms here. We're dealing with the dirt that results from policies that, all the laws and regulations that really are meant to screw up men, right? And the people that have a vested interest in it, I think they're at a loss. Excuse me, they're at a loss, right? Um, what makes me think that is I saw I've seen a couple of billboards on the highways and whatnot, and even the media is beginning to change its tone a little bit when it comes to this whole situation. And Uncle Sam is starting to push out. They're starting to push out traditionalism once again, but they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that because they don't want to let go of the sweet tax revenue, that lines up their pockets. And so I'm saying, what's the solution to all this, right? And people have been asking for a solution, and I've had several solutions in mind for a while. Um, I think today I have time to share one or two with you, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. The first solution that I'm thinking about, and for the record, you heard it here first because you know I've I've uh, I've witnessed instances where I put out some content and then some bigger channel comes along, they scoop out the good stuff and then they say it, they say the same thing on their channel, they sweeten it up for their audience and say the exact same thing on their channel and never give me credit for it. And one time I actually caught another guy with a slightly bigger channel than mine, and he said one thing that I had said fucking word for word. So like, damn, have some originality in creating your own content, dude. So you heard it here first. Um, well, so how do we put this together, right? We got a couple of issues here, right? It's pretty much a math problem. You got the women that if we let the marketplace, the sexual marketplace, um, run without regulation, right? Without government interference, what we have is the 80-20 rule, right? The so-called 80-20 rule. 80% of the women will go to 20% of the guys. So that's pretty much a given, right? So we can work with that. We got that, and then we got what else we got? We got another issue here. We got the fact that you know those guys are the ones that women pursue. They're the Tyrones. Unfortunately, they don't produce. They're no good for anything. They're not good for the army. They're no good for for the corporate world for the most part. These are just fucking slobs, usually, right? Um, and then the women don't produce. The women don't produce themselves. All these factors, we can put if we think a little bit, we can put it all together, right? Um, and we can say, well, oh yeah, I'm sorry. And there's one last key to this puzzle here, right? We have the children. Because if we think about it, it's all about the children. You see, this whole problem we're having is all about the children. Now, for those of you that say my philosophy is dark, it's gonna get a little dark here right now because, it's a little bit of unconventional thinking is required. You see, and we have to ask ourselves, what is marriage for, right? What is marriage for? Marriage, put yourself in the shoes of the government for a second. Put yourself in the shoes of the enemy. Imagine you have a population that produces, right, and then you have another population, two different population samples, right? One being, of course, men, and the other one being the women and the small fraction of men that are no good, the ones they seek out, right? So you have these two populations here, right? One population is pretty much building society, right? And the other population is just basically no good, right? They're no good for anything. They don't produce revenue, nothing. They don't produce anything of value for society. So you're the government, any government, even the Romans had these issues, right? What do, right? Well, you try to use social mediums of control to make it so that the women end up with the guys that produce, you know, and that's what's been taking place, right? That's what the government incentivizes through, child care, child tax credits, and this, that, and the other, right? And marriage. So that's what marriage is for. You tie up a man that produces to a being that will never produce because they're not designed for that. And so it's a way to deviate the women from the guys that don't produce, right? And then you create a family, and then of course the gene pool it fills up with the offspring of these people, and you generate more slaves, and the show goes on because the tax revenue increases. You keep on stealing, the fruit of the labor of these people, and centuries go on, and now we're here. Now we have this issue here, but it turns out that the guys that have been producing, they caught on to all that, right? So these are the MGTOW men, and so what's the government to do, right? So they're trying to push traditionalism as much as they can, but people are just not buying it, or rather, I should say, men are not buying it, and the women, what the women want really is they want to be fed, they want to be taken care of. Like I said, they're afraid, they don't produce. A woman's greatest fear is very similar to the fear of the elites, very similar to the fear of the politicians. You see, these people's greatest fear is that one day they're going to have to be like you, that one day they're going to have to get a job, that one day they're going to have to pay taxes and pay bills. You see, so they're in control now, but they live in fear. You see, because they, like I said in my previous video, only you are able to imagine, to create, and to produce, to bring it all into the physical realm. You see, and so that's their fear. They fear that they're gonna have to do what you're capable of doing, and they know they're not capable of doing it. And so the solution here is, given all these factors, right? The fact that the children have to be taken care of, because that's really what it's all about. It's about the children. So what do we do? Well, and again, I'm not making it easy for Uncle Sam. I'm just saying this is an idea of mine that can possibly fly. You see what I'm saying? Number one, we can make it so that there's no marriage. You see, marriage will be abolished altogether as an institution of slavery. It's exactly what it is, and it can be abolished as an institution of slavery. So how are children going to come to the world, right? Well, very simple. People are not going to stop having sex, right? In fact, right now, there are many people who, many children that are coming to the world out of wedlock. You see? So we can make it so that people see each other as friends. You see, men and women see each other as friends, cordial, and they can chat, get together, and hey, you want a baby? Yeah, I want a baby. Okay, all right, let's shake hands on it and have a kid. You see, so it'll be more of an informal thing, right? And then of course, if she manages to get a sucker, to get her pregnant, then of course that sucker's on the hook for the child as well as for her. You see, so men would think more about what they're gonna do. You see what I'm saying? Because if you know that you're gonna have to take care of that woman for 18 years, right? Then are you likely to put your baloney pony inside of her? Not unless you really want that kid. So there's no marriage in this world. There will be no marriage, right? The men will be informed of the responsibility, right? Of what's really taking place. It'll be all straightforward. There'll be no games, right? Um, and that'll be that. And so the child will come to the world. It'll be a wanted child, you see, and that child will be taken care of, right? Their education, whatnot, this and that. That's one solution. We make that single man responsible for everything. Of course, that guy is it's likely that he will be the one that doesn't produce. So this system is it's kind of flawed. Um, but again, because there'll be no marriage, it's it can it'll be a more honest thing. You see, my other system, it's a bit more sophisticated because it involves the participation of Uncle Sam. In inside, like, Uncle Sam will be involved in people's business, but they're involved right now anyways. So what I'm thinking is this: there will be a pool of money, you see, kind of like a social security for women, right? So all women will be taken care of, but they won't be taken care of by you and me, the MGTOW man. They'll be taken care of by this pool of money that's gonna be fed, or that's gonna be um, put together by men who are active participants in the sexual marketplace. You see, so it'll be communism for the women, and the guys will end up paying into this system. You see, and I think it'll be a beautiful thing because the women will get taken care of. They get what they want. They won't have to compete in the marketplace in the corporate world against men. So salaries for men would rise, right? There'd be no such thing as a family again. The whole idea of a family will be just just a thing of the past. It'll be children who are wanted and will come to the world in such a way. There'll be children that will be loved. You see, their educations will be guaranteed because of this fund that will be managed and overseen by men, right? Not by women, but the funds will be overseen by men. So things are likely to work out better, and it will be only, again, the funds will be there, put together only by men who are active participants in the sexual marketplace, right? The young men, and by the time that child, that registered child, that child that is registered to those two parents grows up, there be no more need for this man uh, to continue feeding into the system. So it'll be an official child support system, you see, and a woman support system in which only men who get some action in the marketplace uh, will be pretty much forced to, because somebody's got to pay for those kids, and it won't be me and it won't be you, but these men they'll have to, they'll be obliged, to use a better word, they'll be obliged to put money into this social fund to take care of women and children. You see, so crime is, poverty is less likely to be extreme. um, Again, regardless of income, there will be one flat fee for every man that chooses to participate in this system. um, and but then there remains the problem. The women are going to want um, to gravitate towards certain men. You see, the other thing we have to but that can be worked out. That can be worked out again, because she's not gonna have to worry about money. You see, so so it'll, in a sense, it won't matter if she goes with the bad boy, or with the incel or whatnot. You see, but there could be incentives worked into the system so that she ends up with uh, someone so that she takes a second look at someone who she might not have been attracted to in the first place. You see, and that way the gene pool would be regenerated with citizens who will pay into the system as opposed to the thugs. The other thing um, is that you and I will be off the hook. You see, because we're not gonna have any more kids. We'll be MGTOW, so you only pay if you participate. Um, so that's one idea, and the other thing I think this system would benefit from is that you know um, everybody that wants to participate will participate, and the women will be enticed to have kids. The men will, the men that are willing to pay will have kids. So say for example, I don't know, you're a white man, right? You're a white brother, right? Because there are brothers, and you're concerned about the number of children that are being born in your community. You see, like for example, I don't care about any of that, because I could care less. I know my people are reproducing like rabbits, and so I don't care. But say you're a white man, and you're concerned about the numbers on your population. Personally, I wouldn't be peddling MGTOW if I was concerned about people, uh, my people not reproducing enough. I'd be talking about the reconciliation of the sexes, and how we can, how if we just look at each other's eyes or whatnot, into each other's eyes, we can find out who we are again, and romance and this and that and the other. I wouldn't be talking MGTOW at all if I was concerned about any of that. But in this system, our white brothers will benefit um, from it all too. Why? Because they will pay an amount that's disproportionate of their income. I'm not saying all people that are white are rich. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying they're gonna pay a flat fee. You see, and they get to participate. They get a wider variety of women in the system, right? Um, and there'll be no concerns about who's gonna take care of the baby. You see, so their numbers will begin to rise again. So that's one thing. That's one positive side effect of this one system here. Um, and again, those who are too poor, those men who do not generate income, will not be able to participate. So that leaves out the men that are in the lower um, levels, the lower strata of the economic system. You got to make money if you want to participate. So and if we can make it can be made a crime to have a child out of wedlock. You see what I'm saying? So there are many things that can be done. Um, but again, it's just a matter of being a little creative, and making it work, so that we have to have an open mind if we got to come up, if we're gonna come up with a solution. And there's an infinite number of solutions out there. These are just two of them. I have others in mind, but I don't want to keep talking. It's kind of late at night, and I have to get to work tomorrow. But like I said, there's an infinite number of solutions out there. It's just a matter of thinking. It's just a matter of saying, hey, we got to move past, um, bringing up the dirt that women do, right? And we gotta move forward, and come up with a solution. Again, this is not the job of MGTOW. This is not the work of. This is not our work. You see, this is not what. It's not our job, I should say. It's not what what MGTOW is about. MGTOW is just about walking away. You see, Um, but I figure since everybody's always asking for a solution, I figure I'd come up with a couple of them that I've been thinking about for a while. And but this will be the last time I do this sort of thing. I'm not gonna continue to, because I'm really happy just being a monk and the personal growth that goes with it. And it's the kind of lifestyle that I guess I was kind of um, meant to live. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. I'm not really out there looking for women. I see them and they don't really even um, seem uh, worth my time. So like they're worth my time. So I have so many other things I do that I really enjoy doing, and that's what MGTOW is about. Being happy yourself. It's not for everybody. Um, and I'm sorry if this video was not what you were expecting. I know a lot of MGTOW guys are like, fuck this. This is not for us, man. What are you talking about? I know it's not for you. It's not for the real MGTOW, you know. But there's an idea thrown out there, and I know married men they look at this sort of videos sometimes. So I figure, hey, there's a solution. Get to thinking, guys, because you're gonna, this is my message to the non-MGTOW out there. Get to thinking, because you have a lot of things to solve ahead of you. As for the MGTOW guys, keep enjoying your lives. It's only one, and it just gets better and better every day. All right, I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.